Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Isabel and this is my library. In today's video, I bring you my spooky October TBR. The best month of the year is here. It's spooky time. I'm happy that I am filming my October TBR. I'm happy I'm doing this, but don't get me wrong, it's been very stressful prepping an October TBR. It's this incredible pressure to just read the spookiest, scariest, best books I've ever read this month. It's a lot of pressure. So it took me a little bit to actually get to filming this video. I was putting it off a little bit because I was just overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed with things I have to read, obviously, for different commitments, projects, vlogs. But then at the same time, I wanted to pick fun things that I wanted to read in honor of Halloween, in honor of fall being here, this being my favorite month of the entire year. So it was a lot of pressure. And I just told myself, I'm going to throw a bunch of stuff together and just leave myself the freedom that I usually give myself, but still, even more so this month, to just pick up whatever I want to pick up that's spooky and scary and feels just right. I'll go ahead and start by showing you the book I already started. So I have already started a read in October. I am probably maybe 30 or 40% of the way in. And that is How to Survive a Horror Story by Mallory Arnold. So this is part of a vlog that I am working on. This is the last book in that vlog that I have to finish. And I had originally intended on finishing this in September, but I didn't get to it. So now it's carrying over to October. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot. This is not a video to kind of talk about my thoughts. I'm going to save all these thoughts for my vlog and, of course, my end of the month wrap up, but I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I'm expecting a little bit more. I hope it cranks it up a notch, but I'm enjoying it so far. So yeah, I will definitely get this read this month. This month, I also plan on reading The Hitchcock Hotel by Stephanie Roble. I think that's how you pronounce that. When I first heard about this book, I wanted it. I knew I wanted it. The idea or the premise of it was really appealing to me. Then something happened. I didn't pre-order it. This year I've been trying to not look too much at anticipated releases, trying not to put a lot of things on my radar because then I start pre-ordering them and it gets quickly out of control. So I didn't pre-order it, but I went to Barnes & Noble, I saw it, I remembered how much I had wanted this and how excited I was. So I got it. And then now I'm actually going to be reading this as a buddy read with D from the Reading Room 1972. And I'll have his channel linked down below. He and I do a lot of buddy reads together. And yeah, I'm excited to read this with him this month. Let me tell you a little bit about this. So basically, this has a lot of tropes that I like. We are basically following a hotel called the Hitchcock Hotel, and it's a weekend stay in this themed hotel. And the owner, I think, is throwing like some sort of party, and he invites like a bunch of like his former friends and people he used to know from his youth in order to celebrate like the first anniversary of the themed hotel. And then something happens and there's a body and they have to figure out who done it. So it's one of those kind of books that I love, kind of reminiscent of How to Survive a Horror Story, where a bunch of people come together, crime happens, and then, you know, they have to figure out who done it. So this seems like it's something I'm going to love. I haven't heard a lot of buzz about this though, so I'm not out there looking purposefully, but it's just interesting that I haven't really seen a lot of people talking about it. I know it's blurbed here by Riley Sager, so that's cool. A bunch of important people or authors that I follow have blurbed this. Alex Michaelides, AJ Finn, Julia Bart. So lots of popular thriller authors that I really like have blurbed it. So we'll see. Hopefully this is good. Next, I will be getting to Open Wide by I Am Eerie, and this is a middle grade horror, and it's about visiting the dentist. If you're a follower of my channel, you know I really enjoy middle grade, in particular middle grade horror, and I was sent this very graciously by the author. He sent this to me as a copy for review, so I promised I'd get to it this month. I'm excited to get to it, and you'll see my full thoughts at the ending of the month. I also plan on getting to The Creeping Hand Murder, and I did recently talk about this, so I won't spend too much time talking about it, but I did get to haul this for you guys in one of my recent book haul videos, and I figured it was like the perfect book to read for Halloween, so I'm very excited to get to it. It's one of those that you have to solve yourself, and there's like artifacts, and yeah, I'm excited to do. This is kind of what I wanted to do, honestly, with my month. I'm in the mood to do all these kinds of reads, like puzzle books and short story anthologies and like little things like that. So although I have a lot of long books here that I want to get to, or I have to get to, I'm going to allow myself some time with these. And the thing with these is that they do take long, because I like to take time with the puzzles and look at the clues. I don't just rush through them, you know? So for me, these kinds of books are time consuming. I also can't do them on audio, so I do have to find like actual time in my day to sit and do them. So yeah, but I'm excited to get to this one. Similarly, which I also hauled in that same video, I am planning on getting to The Haunted House Mystery, a spooky escape room in a book. And I'm so excited, guys, to sit down and drink some warm stuff and eat some sugary treats and, you know, get to this. I'm super, super excited for this. And I don't really know how it works. I know that you have puzzles to solve and stuff like that, and artifacts that you go picking up. It's very similar, I think, to this one. But I'm just stoked. I'm stoked to give this one a try, because I was so excited when I hauled them, and I bought them specifically for the spooky season. So I really want to get to them. So next on my list of things I want to read is The House of 12 by Sean Davies. This book has been on my TBR for the longest time. I think you guys know I did add this as one of the 24 books I want to read in 24 or something like that. I had it on a bunch of TBR lists, and I figured this is, you know, short enough that I can probably get to it. It's an older book. I was very excited when I got it. I know not recently, but maybe like 6 months ago or 5 months ago, Gabby from Gabby Reads read it, I believe, and she didn't love it. So that kind of made me feel a little disappointed that maybe I wasn't going to enjoy it, because this is a very hyped up book for me. Basically, I'll tell you a little bit about it. It says 12 strangers wake up in a strange house with no memory of how they got there and barely any recollection of who they are. They quickly learn that there's no way out. Barely enough food and water to go around, and eerie music plays constantly in the background in every room, and there's nothing to explain their mysterious incarceration except for a few scattered clues: a strange clock with 24 numbers and one single hour hand, and a leather-bound sheet of rules that makes their situation all the more fatal. So that premise alone sounds really cool to me, and I'm excited for it. And I think it's, you know, short, and it's something that I can probably sit down and read in one sitting. So I'm looking forward to getting it finally off of my TBR. Wish me luck. I hope I do enjoy it, because it's been a book that I've owned for a really long time. Next, believe it or not, so I told you that I get in the mood for a lot of these puzzle books, right, during spooky time or October or Halloween time. I also get really into the mood for horror nonfiction. That's something that this time of year I really want to read. So I've gone ahead and added Feral and Hysterical to my list. This is from Mother Horror, Sadie Hartman. And I did read her other book called 101 Books to Read Before You're Murdered, and I loved it. I love her. I love Nightworm's subscription. This is her most recent book, and I love it because, and I have reviewed her other book on my channel, so if you're interested, I do have that review up on my channel. But she does a wonderful job of composing essays on certain topics, right? And she also does a great job of recommending you books based on certain niche topics. And by the way, all of her, like both of her books have these beautiful illustrations. And so here, for example, we have this section of twisted haunted houses. So this whole section is about these haunted houses. And then she gives you like a little essay on it, and then she recommends like a book to you. So for example, here she's talking about the September House, and that's a book I have that's on my TBR that I haven't gotten to. And so she'll kind of tell you a little bit about it. And then she proceeds to talk to you about other books that also feature haunted house type of settings, right? And so we see that here. I've read this before. It's great. She does that for a bunch of like little niche topics, you know. So that was the haunted house one. Then we move on to this one. I see dead people. And I just love this collection of things. It puts books on my radar that I didn't know. I love that it clumps books together based on tropes or topics or plot elements, and I really, really enjoy that. And I loved her first one. I think the projects are great ideas. There's these wonderful essays. She writes some of them, but for example, this one is an essay called On Feminist Fiction, and it's by Alexis Henderson. So she also has like prominent horror writers writing these essays, and I love this. I love this so much. I love that I can go to it, leave it, pick it up, go back and read a little bit, and then continue. I also love, look how beautiful the bookmark it came with. And this was part of my subscription, so I did get it autographed. So I love it. I think this is wonderful, and I really hope I can get to it this month. Because I love a good like nonfiction collection, and I have so many, guys. I wanted to pull more from my shelves for this TBR, but I figured if I add them later, I'll read them later. But I have so many collections of horror nonfiction that I really need to get to because they're just wonderful. If you read horror nonfiction works with essays and stuff like that, and you recommend any, let me know. I'm always looking for a new one. Let me know in the comments down below. All right, so next we have Walking Practice. This book has been really popular online, Instagram, and YouTube. Lots of people that I know have read this and love this. And it's basically about this shape shifting alien, right? That walks on Earth, that, you know, is roaming around Earth. And I picked it up because I've heard great things about it. And two, it's very short. It has some illustrations. It's kind of like a novella. I'm thinking I might want to put some of these short ones together and maybe do like a vlog project on these short horror novellas. I might do that. I have quite a few vlog projects that I want to do. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to do them all. Let me know if you like some more than others. Like some people asked me to do a puzzle one, so maybe I can do a vlog with the puzzle books. Maybe I do one with just like the short fiction. I don't know. I'm thinking I want to do quite a few of those, but again, time, right? If I could just read all day, I would love that. And I could just, you know, spend the day reading and filming and creating this content and, you know, that kind of a thing. But I digress. Okay. So speaking of short horror, I also have Marionette by Antonia Rachel Ward on my TBR for this month. And tell me about this stunning cover, right? It's so beautiful. So let me read to you a little bit about this one. So it says, on the run from a life of prostitution and poverty, exotic dancer Cece Dulac agrees to become the main attraction at an erotic seance hosted by an enigmatic mesmerist, Monsieur Rossignol. As the seance descends into depravity, Cece falls prey to Rossignol's hypnotic power and becomes possessed by a malevolent spirit. Does that not sound intense? I mean, yes, please. I want to read this like right now. I've heard a couple people talk about this, which is how I came into my radar. And the few people, obviously, who had read it really liked it. And so that's why I went ahead and ordered it and bought it a couple months back. And I think it's perfect. It's perfect for a little horror kind of, vlog. And it's funny because Sadie Hartman also like blurbed it, and I was just talking about her, so that's cool. And if she's blurbing it and she likes it, I'm gonna read it. So yeah, that's Marionette. So the next thing on my list is Halloween House Murder by Chris Colmenero. I don't really know much about this. I do want to read it because it's called Halloween House Murder. And I do know Chris Colmenero has that book, what's it called again? About the Facebook group Murders or something. Yeah, it's ex-members of the Facebook group, and it's like a psychological thriller, and it's written about members of like a thriller Facebook group. So I don't know. I've heard like that this author's pretty good or pretty interesting. I've never read from this author before. Might be an indie author. I think this might be a self-published book or something. I'm not really sure, but I haven't heard anyone really talking about this. I don't even remember how I first found out about this and why I ordered it, but I think now is a great time to pick it up. Next, this is another book that is on my list of, I think, 25 to read in 25, and it is Cycle of the Werewolf by Stephen King. And I've had this on my list of things I want to read for a really long time. I think it's the perfect time to read this now in the spooky season. It has some beautiful illustrations, so this should be a pretty quick read. And I know people really like this. I do like to read one or two little creature feature kind of books during Halloween. Normally, I'm not a creature feature horror kind of girl, but I've been curious about this one for a long time. It's been on my TBR forever, and I think it's the perfect short little novella to get through. Next, for one of my book clubs, I will be reading 13 Months Haunted by Jimmy Giuliano. And I know I recently hauled this one. A lot of these are pretty recent additions to my library. I have read from this author before. I read Dead 11. Yeah, Dead 11. And I had such high hopes for that one. And it wasn't a bad book at all. But I wanted it to be a 5-star read for me, and it ended up being like a 3 or 4 star. I don't really remember right now. But I enjoyed the premise, and I liked his writing, and I liked the project. So I'm hoping that I enjoy this one as well. It says ideal for fans of Stephen King and Stranger Things, so can't get better than that, right? This one says, click the link if you dare. Librarian Piper Laurie can tell right away there's something strange about the new girl in 8th grade, even though all the other kids are obsessed with the latest Y2K tech, AOL, Napster, blogs. Avery Wallace won't touch a computer ever. And stranger still, her mother comes to school with her every day, sitting next to her in class. So I guess this is like an outcast kind of a kid, and they like don't want anything to do with technology. That's also very reminiscent of Jimmy Giuliano's other book, Dead 11, where time had kind of stopped and all of the people who lived in this particular neighborhood area were stuck in a certain year. I think he does nostalgia pretty well. And so that's something that I like, and hopefully this one I like more than the other one. I am reading it for book club. It might be for the book troop. I'm not really sure. I think it is. And hopefully I enjoy it. Another game book that I want to get to that I did haul recently is Choose Your Quest, Escape the House of Horror. And this is pretty much like a choose your own adventure kind of book. It does tell you to turn to page this if that, or page this if that. I do know that you have like choices, but it's also like outcomes, like based on the outcomes of those choices, like that impacts other things. So there's like an added little element to it. And I love these, and I haven't read any of these before, but I know that it's a new line of choose your own adventure books that I saw, and I'm hoping I like it. And if I do, I'll pick up the other ones. I got this one because it was the Escape the House of Horror, so it was a haunted house kind of topic or plot. So I'm always down to read about a haunted house, so we'll see how this one goes for me this month. Next, one of my, if not my most anticipated read of this year, We Love You, Bunny by Mona Awad. So if you guys follow my channel, you know I loved Bunny. I think Bunny is a masterpiece. I think Bunny is the kind of book project that I love, that I like to read. Experimental kind of writing, weird kind of book. Never in a million years did I think we would get a sequel to Bunny. To tell you the truth, I don't think I've read the synopsis. And I don't think I want to. I'm just going to read this top little part, the pull quote, not the actual summary. It says Frankenstein meets Heathers in this dazzling, hilarious, and deliciously dark follow-up to her viral sensation Bunny from literary juggernaut Mona Awad. So I love me some Frankenstein. I love me some Heathers. I love me some Bunny and some Mona Awad. So I can't wait. I don't know how it's doing rating wise. I know released a couple days ago, a week ago, and I I can't wait to get to it. I think it's thicker than Bunny. Not sure. I don't even know if we're following the same characters. I just I love her writing. I think Mona Awad's writing is spectacular. And I wonder, right? Like I'm wondering like did she write this as service to her fans, like because everyone loved Bunny so much they wanted more? Did she always plan on writing a sequel to Bunny? I don't know. I haven't researched it. I don't want to look up anything simply because I want to experience this without having, anything kind of spoil things for me. I did just see that Margaret Atwood herself has talked about this and says, "Oh Bunny, you are so genius." I mean, the Margaret Atwood. Stop. I'm so excited for this, guys. Have you read this? Is this on your TBR? Let me know. Let me know. Don't tell me too much though. Just let me know if you've read it. Then I have Death Overdue by Alison Brooke. As you guys know, I've acquired a bunch of cozy mysteries and I can't wait to get to them. I do, just like I get in the mood for puzzle books and nonfiction and short stories during this time, I also get in the mood for cozy mysteries. I feel it's the perfect time to read a cozy mystery. I think they're palette cleansers. These make the best palette cleansers ever. Right after you've read like a lot of dark stuff, you go to one of these and it's still spooky. It's still giving you the Halloween vibes, but it's all like cozy and comfy and safe, right? So I'm excited to read this one, Death Overdue. This is part of the Haunted Library Mystery. I've I heard great things, which is why I ordered it. And then after I hauled it, some of you commented and told me you really liked this. So I definitely added it to my October TBR. And hopefully I like it. It is lengthy though. Normally I read cozy mysteries pretty fast, but this was a little bit lengthy. But still, I want to give it a shot and see if I like it and see if I want to continue with the series. Next is a book that I don't have physically in my possession yet. It is a book that I pre-ordered, so I should be getting it soon. I don't know if it's released yet or not, but I should be getting it very, very soon. And that book is The Intruder by Frida McFadden. So I will be reading this as a buddy read with Michelle from Literary Me and Dee from the Reading Room 1972. We will be reading it this month. This will be our second Frida McFadden book that we read as a buddy read. We do almost monthly reads together. This will be like the fourth or fifth book we read together. I'm not really sure. But the moment that we read The Tenant when it came out, we immediately said, okay, then October, we have to read The Intruder, which is Frida's upcoming release. So we added it. I don't really know much about the premise. I haven't really read anything about it. I just went ahead and pre-ordered it, and I will definitely get to it this month because it is a buddy read with my booktube friends. I'll link their channels down below, and you can expect a live discussion on that book, and it'll be on my channel, and we'll just have a good old time talking about it. And then the last thing that I want to get to this month is a short story collection, and it is After Midnight by Daphne du Maurier. First, I'll tell you, for those of you who are new to my channel or who haven't watched all my videos, I love Daphne du Maurier. Rebecca is my favorite book of all time, like my number one book, day in, day out. That's my favorite book. And so Daphne du Maurier is the author of Rebecca, and she has lots of great stories. She has great books. This is a new kind of packaging of her short stories. This includes 13 Tales for the Dark Hours, and it includes stories like The Birds, Don't Look Now, and those are just classics. Those are staples. Those are such wonderful stories. And I have both of them. I have them in different compilations, different collections. But the moment that I saw that this was a thing, that they had created a new release of compilations or combinations of her stories, I had to pre-order this, guys. Like, as a Daphne du Maurier fan, I need this in my shelf, right? And I look forward to reading it. I don't know if I'll get to all 14 of the stories. The little blurb says, from the new introduction by Stephen King, it's time for you to let Daphne du Maurier lead you into the dark. You are in the hands of a master storyteller, a diabolical one at that. And I'm so excited about this. I think this is wonderful. If you're not familiar with the stories, maybe you're familiar with the movies. Both Don't Look Now and The Birds have film adaptations of them. And I still remember, like, the first time, I was pretty young when I saw the Don't Look Now movie. I remember being like shocked as a kid. Like, that story like really like impacted me. It's been a while since I've read it. It's been years since I've seen the movie, so maybe I can do that one of these nights after I read the story. I can maybe watch the movie and I can make like a whole little thing about it. And yeah, I'm just so excited for this new release. I did pre-order this the moment that I knew that this was coming out, and I'm excited to study it and to do some heavy annotations and all of that. So I know this will also be something that takes a little bit of my time this month, but I want to really make some room for it on my October TBR. And that's pretty much everything that I was able to pull from my shelves, or I got really excited about, or I had commitments to read in this month of October. I'm telling you guys, there's just a million things on my shelves that I wanted to read. And if I could, I would read everything in the month of October. I felt a little overwhelmed because it's just a special month. Like, my October reading month should be really good, you know? Like, I have high expectations for it. And my September month was so wonderful. If you haven't seen my wrap up yet, I'll link it down below so you can watch it. But I read about 10 things and they were all like 4 or 5 star. Like, I think almost everything was a 4 or 5 star read for me. And I want that to happen again in October, because October is the best month. And the bad part is October, because it's such a fun month, it doesn't give me a lot of time to read. So that in and of itself means I have less things that I can read. But you know, it is what it is. This is my working TBR. I'm still open to changing a few things or doing some mood reading and all of that. And I'm just excited. If you're still watching, thank you so much for watching this video and listening to me yap about all these things I want to read. I would love to know what's on your October TBR. What are you most excited for? Are you reading any of these things that I'm going to be reading in the month of October? I would love to know. And I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple other things that I want to read this month. I know there's some manga. I know there's another cozy I want to read. another fantasy. Like there's a couple things that I'm sure I'm forgetting that I will end up reading in October. But yeah, let me know. Maybe you remind me of some things I've left out of my TBR. But I would love to talk to you in the comments down below. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already. It would mean the world to me. I'm very close to an important milestone. I'm very close to reaching 500 subscribers, and I'm excited. I'm excited, and I thank you so much for spending some time with me, for watching my videos, and for talking to me and sharing with me a little bit about your reading life. And that's pretty much it for me for this video. I hope you have the spookiest of Octobers if you like that. And I hope all of the things you read this month are wonderful. And I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!